This is the insane story of how Francis Ngannou went from the sand mines in Cameroon to one of the biggest sporting events in history. His journey began in the sand mines of Cameroon, where he'd done this job in the relentless and harsh heat with nothing but a dream to become a professional boxer. In his quest to make it to Europe, they would take any means possible to get across the Sahara Desert, which sometimes meant smugglers' trucks like this, and if you fell off the back, they'd leave you there to die. Once he got to the Spanish and Moroccan border, this barbed wire fencing, which was police patrolled, was one of the only ways to get around the border, of which he failed to do so. So he moved on to option 2, taking a raft, chucking it in the ocean and hoping to land somewhere in Europe, and this attempt failed 6 times over the course of the year, and they didn't even have oars, they would just use their hands. Between those failed attempts, he would live in this forest where he had little to no food and would compete with rats to eat spoiled food from bins. Then spends a stint in a Spanish prison, and after all of that he feels blessed once he finally makes it to the streets of Paris, where he lives homeless. But he said even here he felt blessed because it was a dramatic upgrade. He then stumbles across a coach called Fernand Lopez, who introduces him to MMA, of which he'd never heard of the sport. Fast forward just a few years and he becomes the UFC heavyweight champion of the world. For many years he has ongoing issues with the UFC, contracts disputes, and a lot of fans turned their back on Francis Ngannou. Many fans said when he left the UFC he fumbled the bag and he'll never get a good opportunity again. And fast forward just a few months, Francis Ngannou vs Tyson Fury is set to be one of the biggest sporting events of all time, and Francis Ngannou is set to make $10 million in this event. This is genuinely one of the most inspiring stories in the entirety of sport I've ever heard, and I wish nothing but the best for Francis Ngannou, who's already won.